Alright people, today we're going to go into look how many people have died in the Middle East from America's wars. This is an attack against America's foreign policy, and we want to know why you're killing so many people over nothing. There's been so many, I'm going to show you the numbers in a minute, but so many people have died because of American war policy. It's ridiculous. Like, if someone killed another person in Australia here, they get life in jail for one person dead. But how come in war you can kill as many civilians as you want and no one has to pay for it? Who's making these wars? Who is creating these wars? It's all about the corporations, oil companies, banks, etc. The politicians are paid off by the banks and the corporations. Simple as that. The corporations and the banks are the top of the hierarchy, top of the pyramid. That's where they are. Banks, corporations, all together up there. Anyway, when you go today, I'm going to expose some of the numbers here to really think about how many people have died because of this war. And I want people to see just how bad this war is. It's bloody terrible. I love animals, I love people, I respect other people, I respect animals, and I'll protect my neighbour and love my neighbour. Why can't we all be like this? Mouse not working. Here we go. Okay. Well, first we're going to check out some numbers. So we'll go there. America recently did with Trump the big weapons contract with Saudi Arabia. I think it was billions of dollars. Him and Jared Kushner went in there, did this big weapons deal, and guess what these weapons are doing? Blowing the crap out of Yemen. People are starving to death. It's ridiculous. All because of Americans' allies making this war in Yemen. Again, look at the people dead. More than 85,000 Yemeni children have died from hunger. It's because of the war, people. Right? It's all because of the war. Saudi Arabia is attacking them. These poor people. My God, it's bloody terrible. It's blood in your hands. The Saudi-led coalition intervened in Yemen in 2015 to restore the government that was ousted from Sana'a in 2014 by the Houthis, what do they call them, who control most population centres. Since seizing the southern port city of Aden in 2015, the Arab coalition has faced a military stalemate and has been focusing on and wresting control of the main port city of Hodeida to weaken the Houthis by cutting off their main supply line. And this is a problem here. The coalition is Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. I don't even know what's going on here. So, loud bangs, shelling and gunfire could be heard all over the city until dawn. So they're blowing the crap out of the place by American-bought weapons. Okay, so here we have 85,000 children starving to death because of the sanctions, etc. America's war crimes. America's backing them. They're America's allies. They get the oil, etc. Now we're going to go over to the Syrian war. This is on CNN, so it's probably a load of crap. UN verifies deaths and injuries over 7,000 children in Syrian war. Right. The United Nations has verified 7,000 cases of children either killed or maimed in Syria's 7-year war. Unverified reports puts the number way beyond 20,000. It's unbelievable. I'm deeply disturbed by the stories of children born and raised throughout this conflict. Children who have never seen peace in Syria, said Virginia Gamba, UN's Special Representative of the Secretary General for Children and Armed Conflict, who addressed the Security Council on Friday. Oh, it's a white helmet. Yeah. Look at them people. It generally puts the death toll of the war at 400,000. 400,000 dead in Syria by the overthrow of Gaddafi, committed by ISIS, trained by CIA, armed by the CIA. All factual, that's all facts. Do your research, people. That's all facts, okay? There's no denying it. You can't deny it. America armed and trained ISIS to overthrow Assad. And they failed. They failed because the army stuck by their man, their leader, and the people actually love their leader. And he's never. The chemical attacks have been debunked. That was all rubbish. They were done by the other side. That was actually done by the other team, straight out. White helmets were involved in that. One in 3 schools are out of use, damaged, destroyed, blown to pieces by American bombs. An estimated 2.1 million children are out of school inside Syria. So they're all going to be like confused, lost, uneducated. The country's been destroyed. It's been destroyed, people. Sorry to say. They destroyed the country. It's bloody unbelievable. This is it. These are crimes against humanity. Seriously, people. It's ridiculous. How can we stand by and accept this crap? I'm not accepting it anymore. I expose this shit every day on YouTube. I don't give a crap. Don't get me started on Palestine. Because that's like so that's a lot of dead people there. That's pushing almost 1 million people already. Right, we're gonna go over here, check this one out here. See what these guys say about it. This is Wikipedia. Casualties of the Syrian civil war. Okay, we'll go down here a little bit. Got 11,000 children there. That was it. 11,000 children at November 2013. By early December 2018, the opposition activist group Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reported the number of children killed in conflict had risen to 20,819, while at the same time 13,084 women were also killed, and additionally over 600 detainees and political prisoners died under the torture started 2012. That's probably by ISIS, probably chopped their heads off. So this is rubbish. This is rubbish. I don't believe this at all. I've done my research. He doesn't kill his own people. That's a load of rubbish. He kills terrorists. Simple as that. Okay. So casualties here. 2018, 560,000 killed. 560,000 killed. So we're talking about 1 million people in the Middle East killed by wars instigated through American allies or America. It's not acceptable, America. It's time your people need to stand up against your government. They're killing too many people. Even one person, even one death is one too many. One person is one too many, guys. Okay? It's not good enough. We need to speak, we need to talk about this stuff, man. It's ridiculous. God damn it. Right. Them numbers. 365,000. Plus 108,000. Jesus Christ. 130,000. 120,000. Do the numbers. Too many. Civilian deaths. Worst number of people. Children. 20,000 children. Oh my, these numbers are just making me depressed. Anyway, we need to talk about it. So that's that. So what do you think, people? How's that? How are those numbers for you, people? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, people. So why is this happening? Why is this happening, people? What about Iraq War? Iraq War, here we go, what have we got here? Number of documented civilian deaths in the Iraq War from 2003 to 2018. Okay, check these numbers out. 2003, 12,133. 2004, another 11,736. 2005, another 16,583. 2006, 29,517. Again, another 26, another 10, another 5, another 4, another 4, another 4, another 9, another 20, another 17, another 16, another 13, and another 3,000. That's ridiculous. Iraq War. We're winning, aren't we? We're winning, America. Why do you get the hell out of here? Unbelievable. This guy's starting to go down. But, oh my God. Civilian casualties. These are all civilians, man. These aren't soldiers. These aren't soldiers, people. They're civilians getting their arms and legs blown off every day. American soldiers are going home in body bags or with no legs, no hands, no eyes. Have their eyes blown out of their head. Going back in pieces. Butchered by bombs, IEDs. You know, like, who do they have? Who's running the show over there? Is it Al Qaeda? Oh, fuck, I don't even know bloody what's. I don't even know. Oh. Okay, so that's that. That's Iraq numbers. There you go. This is probably a good, pretty reliable source by the looks of it. You know what I mean? So many people. There's so many people there, people. So here we have the American military budget. What do we have here? This is the money that America spends blowing people up each year. $706 billion dollars. That is a lot of money, isn't it? So Russia spends 66 billion. British Armed Forces send 50 billion, and People Liberation Army send 175 billion. Okay, this is out of control, people. Out of control. Anyway, 6 billion. What have we got here? So I gotta like expose this crap. It's ridiculous. Eisenhower warns us about the American industrial complex. Yeah, big time. Big money behind war. The military industrial complex. More than 50 years after President Eisenhower's warning, Americans find themselves in perpetual war. Still going. Big long wars in the Middle East. Wonder who's been behind all that sort of stuff, eh? I wonder. In January 1961, Eisenhower used his farewell address to warn the nation of what he viewed as one of the greatest threats, the military-industrial complex, composed of military contractors and lobbyists perpetuating war. So these people in the politicians, right? Council of Foreign Relations, CFR, all linked in. They're all friends. They don't know what's going on. They push for war to make money. They got shares in these companies. They sell them bombs. The more bombs they shoot off, the more money they get. So bomb. Why wouldn't they blow stuff up? You make it's like money. It's like a coin machine. Ding 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 ding. It's racking up the cash. It's racking that cash up. More bombs. Yeah, blow them all up. Blow little kids' heads off. Blow little kids to pieces. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll get rich off blowing up little kids. God, I don't know you people can sleep at night, honestly. I bet you sleep nice and well. Or hopefully you're burning hell. Pretty sure there's a hell. You can't get away, people can't get away with the stuff they do. There's got to be a price. There has to be a price to pay for this stuff. Okay, there has to be a price. Otherwise, there's no point in anything. Okay, so investment in Homeland Security companies expected to yield 12% annual growth 2013. This must be an old article, is it? Yeah, it's 2014. Doesn't matter, it's still the same crap. Still the same stuff, people. But they're all making money off this stuff. I guess there's some numbers down here somewhere. Obama radically expanded drone attacks and claimed that he alone determines what a war is for the purpose of consulting Congress. Good for economy? While few politicians are willing to admit it, we don't just endure wars, we seem to need war, at least for some people. A study showed that roughly 75% of the fallen in these wars come from working class families. They do not need war. They pay the cost of the war. Eisenhower would likely be appalled by the size of the industrial and government workforce committed to war or counter-terrorism activities. Military and homeland budgets now supporting millions of people in an otherwise declining economy. Hundreds of $billions flow each year from the public coffers to agencies and contractors who have incentive to keep the country on a war footing and footing the bill for war. So war is keeping this country going. The black budget, secret intelligence programs alone estimated 52 billion for black budget, so they can run around doing the espionage, doing their little tactics, doing the spying and stuff, making these super duper bombs, super duper guns, laser beam guns and crap like that, so we can kill people. Kill all the people, yeah, we can pay, we're gonna work to kill people. What the hell? Are you serious? How do these people sleep at night? Well, they're fighting, there's no enemies. They don't have enemies. They're making their own bloody enemies. The majority of the population wants peace. They want to just have their food, have their kids, get educated, learn, have a good life, have some fun, go to the beach, go to fun parks for the kids, go to the zoo, etc. You know, maybe go go-karting or go to the racetrack in a car, buy a car, you know, have a bit of fun on the racetrack, have pets. We don't want to go around making bombs and kill people. Give me a break. What's wrong with these people? How do these people sleep? But they got nice flash cars and two-story houses and they live in misery. That's what happens. They all live in misery and their wife cheats on them and stuff. You know, because they deserve it, that's why. They deserve it, mate. In the first 10 days of the Libyan war alone, the administration spent roughly 550 million of bombs, cruise missiles, so and they have to be replaced. They got Gaddafi, dragged him out of a tunnel and stuck a knife up his asshole. They stuck a big knife up his rectum. How charming is that, America? Good overthrow. Great kill on that one, eh, America? They butchered him, stuck a knife up his ass, while Hillary Clinton laughed about it. He came, he saw, he died. Want to see that? Want to see that, people? Want to see that rubbish? Right now, I've got to save to you. I've got to save people, so everyone can see this crap. Where is it? Where is that bloody thing? I want to show these people that. Watch this, people. Check this out. This is the demon herself. The demon herself.
The death of Colonel Gaddafi has brought to a close.
This is not the one. Sorry.
Unfortunate chapter in Libya's history. But it also marks the start of a new era for the Libyan people. And it is our hope that what I saw in Tripoli on Tuesday, firsthand, the eagerness of Libyans to begin building a new democracy can now begin in earnest.
No, it's the wrong one. Sorry, people. I can't take it back now. It's too late. Alright. Okay, we'll close that out. Anyway. Sorry, guys. Sorry, people. Messed it up. So that's that, guys. I'm sorry for getting going off a bit off my head there, but you know, we've got to speak up about this because now, after they did Gaddafi, Libya fell apart. We all seen that. It's a bloody mess. It's still a mess to this day. And now they're trying to do it to Maduro. We're talking about Venezuela, right? Let's go have a look at Venezuela right now. What happened to Hugo Chavez back in the day? What does he think of the American government? Check this out.
Te metiste conmigo, pajarito. Te metiste conmigo, pajarito. No, tú no sabes mucho de historia. Tú no sabes mucho de nada, ¿sabes? Una gran ignorancia es la que tú tienes. Eres un ignorante, Mr. Danger. Eres un ignorante. Eres un burro, Mr. Danger. Eres un burro, Mr. Danger. O para decírtelo más bien, para decírtelo en mi mal inglés, en mi bad English, you are a donkey, Mr. Danger. You are a donkey. Me refiero, ustedes saben, para decirlo con todas sus letras, a Mr. George W. Bush. You are a donkey, Mr. Bush.
Get right, mate.
Te
Get
voy a
right.
decir algo, Mr. Dangel.
They
Tú
killed
eres
him.
un cobarde, ¿sabes? Tú eres un cobarde. ¿Por qué no te vas a Irak a comandar tus fuerzas armadas? Es muy fácil comandarla desde lejos. Si algún día se te va a ocurrir la locura de invadir Venezuela, te espero en esta sabana, Mr. Dangel. Come on here.
See, to this day, they're still trying to get in and get that oil, aren't they? They're trying to get that oil, people, aren't they? Exactly that. They're trying to get that oil straight out. Oh, shit.
Mr. Dangel. Come on here. Come on here, Mr. Dangel. Cobarde, asesino, genocida, genocida. Eres un genocida. Eres un alcohólico, Mr. Danger. Es decir, eres un borracho. Eres un borracho, Mr. Danger.
Dead right.
Eres un
Everything says
inmoral,
dead right.
Mr. Danger. Eres de lo peor, Mr. Danger. ¿Cómo se dice de lo peor en inglés? The last. You are the last. Lo peor que ha habido en este planeta, de lo peorcito que ha habido, se llama George W. Bush.
So you have it. That says it all, isn't it, everyone? And then the
Understanding of what
propaganda.
democratic system is all about.
This is a dangerous enemy to our south, controlling a huge pool of oil that can hurt us very bad. We have the ability to take him out, and I think the time has come that we exercise that ability to get rid of one, strong-arm dictator. It's a whole lot easier to have some.
People need to do your research, okay? Chavez was looking after the poor people. He was looking after the poor people of his country, and they loved him for it. They loved him. The military was strong with him. They 100%. The only people that weren't happy with Chavez was the upper class, the middle class elitists, because they couldn't get their oil money. Because Chavez was sharing the wealth with the whole country and doing the right thing. Same with Maduro, what Maduro's doing right now, trying to share the wealth, but he can't do it because they've cut him off. They've sanctioned him. The banks won't give him any money, even the gold. They won't even give him his own money. They've cut him off. And they need to overthrow him and put this puppet in there who's going to sell out the oil all to America, suck the oil out to America, the big empire. The same that happened to Libya, same happened to Syria, the pipeline through the country, Iraq poppy fields. What can I say? What can I say, people? It's all the same rubbish.
Do the job and then get it over with.
Why do they want to eliminate Hugo Chavez? We're flying in over the foothills of the Andes into Venezuela to find out why. You know you're approaching Caracas when trees give way to the jumbled slums they call the ranchos. Here,
Okay, my brothers and sisters. Check this out. I found this video here. This is from Pedro. Pedro, subscribe. I'll subscribe right now to him actually. I found this video before. Very good video. We'll just have a look at it. I don't get a strike for a copyright or anything, but anyway. Play it.
U.S. intelligence officials monitored the flight of the two supersonic Blackjack bombers as they took off from an airbase in Russia and flew over the North Pole and across the Atlantic to Venezuela. These are the same type of bombers which have launched cruise missiles into Syria. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo responded, quote, "The Russian and Venezuelan people should see this for what it is, two corrupt governments squandering public funds and squelching liberty and freedom while their people suffer." The Venezuelan president was in Moscow last week. Today, the Kremlin rejected Secretary Pompeo's criticism, calling it undiplomatic, adding a swipe at the Pentagon, saying such criticism of Russian military movements is odd coming from a country, quote, half of whose military budget would be enough to feed the whole of Africa.
Yeah. Half the American military budget could feed Africa. They're all starving to death there. Or maybe it could feed the children in Yemen. 500,000 kids dying this minute.
As the political crisis in Venezuela deepens, the State Department is ordering all non-essential U.S. personnel out of the country. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, fighting to stay in power, severed ties with the United States. He's upset President Trump endorsed an opposition leader as interim president.
Who gives America the right to stick another puppet in there? Who gives them the right? Honestly, America's off their head this time. The world can see it's the same thing over and over again. Another overthrow government, the whole country destroyed. Everyone will get ripped off. The poor will be starving to death again. All the kids will die. It's all rubbish. We're sick of it, America.
Maduro claims the U.S. wants to install its own unconstitutional government in Venezuela.
Unconstitutional.
Manuel Bojorquez is in Cucuta, Colombia, along the border with Venezuela. Manuel, good morning.
Good morning. Venezuela is in the midst of a humanitarian and economic crisis. Since 2015, more than
Propaganda machine made this stuff. Anyway, I'm not listening to it. Listen to this idiot. Oh, that's a Russian. No, this guy's actually really good, so I need to listen to this bloke here.
Highly unusual weekend session, and at the outset, Russia made very clear its opposition to the proceeding, arguing that any UN involvement in Venezuela constituted a violation of that country's sovereignty.
We don't see any external threats coming from what is taking place in Venezuela. Venezuela does not represent a threat to peace and security. If anything does represent a threat to peace, it is the shameless and aggressive actions of the United States and their allies aimed at the ouster of the legitimately elected president of Venezuela.
Russia demanded a procedural vote to continue. The requisite 9 members voted to do so, but the 4 votes against a signal that yet again the Security Council would not be speaking with a unified voice.
Now it's time for every other nation to pick a side.
Liar!
No more delays, no more games.
Thief!
Either you stand with the forces of freedom, or you're in league with Maduro and his mayhem.
The United States is withdrawing forces from Syria. Well, they are going to try to start a new war now in Latin America, Venezuela.
America, stop it. Stop starting wars that you can't finish. You've killed over 1 million people. 1 million people dead. A lot of those are children. What if it was your kid, America? What if they were your children? Think about that.
We're not going to give them that satisfaction. Peace, stability, and understanding will prevail in Venezuela, in spite of all the efforts of the countries present here who are trying to trigger a war.
As you know, on January the 23rd, President Trump officially recognized the president of the Venezuelan National...
This bloke here, guys, John Bolton, he's one of the most evil idiots, brainwashed Zionist tools on the planet. He's such a liar. He just reads off rubbish that's been put to him by his handlers. He's a little Muppet puppet. He's a sellout. He's a murderer. The blood's on his hands. Big time. You need to get rid of him out of your government. Big time.
Assembly Juan Guaido as the interim president of Venezuela. Venezuela's National Assembly invoked Article 233 of the country's constitution to declare Nicolas Maduro illegitimate. This action was a statement that the people of Venezuela have had enough of oppression, corruption, and economic hardship.
The ones who got paid to say
Since then, 21 other governments in the region and across the world had joined the United States in recognizing
the 21 that had their governments overthrown by the CIA beforehand, that were taken over by the Rothschild banking system. Get out of here. We need to stand up to this demonic evil rubbish.
Guaido as Venezuela's interim president. We're going to announce sanctions against Petroleos de Venezuela, Sociedad Anima, or PDVSA as it's known.
There's been sanctions for the last 10 years, mate. Okay? America has done this to Venezuela. They've starved them. They've cut them off. They've cut all the other countries got to cut them off. Otherwise, they get punished as well. America has bit off more than it can chew this time because Russia and China have got ties in with Venezuela, and they're going to let it go. They're not going to let it go, people. Right?
Known by its Spanish acronym, the state-owned oil monopoly. We have continued to expose the corruption of Maduro and his cronies, and today's action ensures they can no longer loot the assets of the
Fox
Venezuelan
News is a
people.
fraud.
President Trump congratulating Venezuela's opposition leader Juan Guaido in a phone call, reinforcing that the United States supports him and the country's power struggle. That's the word from the White House, refusing to step down.
Listen to this bloke. This bloke is absolute rubbish. This is pure propaganda right here. This man here is telling lies, deception. Maduro is going to look after his people, same as Chavez, exactly the same. He looks after his people, but he can't. He's been cut off by everyone. The world, the American government is doing this to Venezuela. They're starving the people, not him. Cut all the supplies off, medical supplies, and the people. So they kick up and react back. It's the wrong way to do it. It's the wrong way to do it. The people should be able to choose who's in power. Simple as that.
Venezuela's disputed President Nicolas Maduro now saying he is willing to negotiate with the opposition to end the growing crisis there, but he's ruling out new elections. Florida Senator Rick Scott is on the Homeland Security Committee.
Listen to this rubbish.
Senator, thank you for coming back on the program this morning. So how should the U.S. respond to the growing crisis there?
We have got to do everything possible to put pressure on Maduro to step aside. I've been speaking to the president about this. I talked to the interim president Juan Guaido this week, met with Venezuelan leaders down in Miami this week. We've got to do everything we can, just keep the pressure on. Now's the time to get rid of Maduro. I mean, what he has done to just everybody in that country is just...
What you have done to that country is despicable. Despicable, America. You're the one that put the sanctions on the country. You're the one choking them so they've got to bow down to this banking elite system with these corporations. You're the one doing it to them, not him. Simple as that.
Despicable. These Democrats talk about socialism. That's exactly what Maduro's done, and it's been horrible for parents wanting to have a child, not worried whether they're going to have food or medicine. It's just horrible what's happened. We've got to do everything we can to
can't even say anything.
You're lying. These people, these Democrats have said this is a coup. No, this is fighting for democracy and freedom. It's fighting against socialism. It's fighting to do the best thing for Venezuelans.
To what?
How can he lie? How can he lie to the people? How can he lie? Stand up there and lie. How does he sleep at night? Honestly, this man is evil. Evil. Evil bastard.
To what extent do you want us to do everything we can to get involved?
I think we got to put everything on the table.
Which includes what, Senator?
Well, I think we've got to look at every option, military options, every option possible. I think the more Maduro believes we're committed. I want to thank President Trump for listening to all sides by going out there and
President Trump's been fooled on this one.
Meeting with congressional leaders, listening to what I had to say, or Marco Rubio, Marty Splard. But we all have to go ahead and declare them a state sponsor of terrorism. They are.
Another moron.
I mean, it's call it what it is. Maduro's a horrible individual that's been horrible for the people of Venezuela, and I'm disgusted at what he's done to Venezuelans.
Administration.
Wait, whoa. It's all about the money. It's all about the oil, people. The corporations want the oil, and they can't get it, so they're going to overthrow the government. Probably try and kill him. They killed Chavez. They shot him with a dart gun. And God, they killed him. Straight out. This is bullshit. Another bullshit coup by America's CIA. Bull crap.
Taking sides in Venezuela's crisis, backing the country's opposition leader, refusing to pull U.S. diplomats out of that country. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is saying this, quote, the U.S. does not recognize the Maduro regime of the government of Venezuela. Accordingly, the U.S. does not consider former President Nicolas Maduro to have the legal authority to break diplomatic relations with the United States or declare our diplomats persona non grata, end quote. Maduro said get out within 3 days. Apparently that's not going to happen. Steve Harrigan watching the latest on this volatile situation that might shape up like a revolution. Steve.
It certainly could happen. That's what people are worried about on the ground in Venezuela and really across the world.
So people, you don't know the truth. Do your research and get involved and start making videos yourself. Get them up there. I'm starting a new channel. I'm making videos exposing the American government system for what it is. It's all rubbish. It's absolute rubbish, okay? Enough people, like I showed you at the start, enough people have died. That's what I'm pro-life, okay? Enough people have died. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Too many people are dead already. Enough is enough. We need to stand up against our governments. I'm in Australia, unfortunately I can't do anything from here, but if I was in America, all I can make is a video and trying to tell the people to stop the war, stop the soldiers, stop killing people, stop blowing people up. It's not right. What if it's your kid? Thanks for watching my video. Like it or don't. I'm out. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you. See ya. Let's go. Turn the stuff off.
The U.S. that is lining up to back one of these two men who...
This is what's going to happen, people. Fucking nuclear war. This is what's going to happen. It's in the post, people. Respect to Pedro because I borrowed his video and this one I got to mirror it. I'm sure he won't mind. People everywhere. Everyone's dead. So much for your bloody materials. Everyone's gonna die. And stop the war. Stop the war, people. Seriously. This shit can't happen. Look at this stuff. reality soon. This is going to happen. This will happen. America needs to wake up big time. Please, America, wake up. I beg you to wake up. Stop your government. Stop the corporations. Stop the banks. Please. Stop the killing. Stop making guns. You don't need guns. No one wants to kill each other. America needs to have a bit of empathy for other people. We all do. We all need to love each other. Love thy neighbor. Do not kill. The Bible says that. Do not kill your neighbor. Do not kill. If Israel is God's chosen people, and they believe in God, if they're God's chosen people, they shall not kill. They shall love thy neighbor. So therefore, they aren't God's chosen people, sorry. They're killing their neighbours. They're killing they're not nice people. So you Christians out there who believe in this whole rubbish about Israel, Zionist rubbish, it's all rubbish. It's all about domination, supremacy. You need to wake up. Wake up. You cannot kill. It's a sin. You love thy neighbour. Two very important commandments. If you can't do that, you're not God's chosen people. Sorry to say. Whatever. But no, I'm not a goyim. I'm equal. I've seen the Talmud. I know what it's all about. Talmud is evil. It's an evil book. It wants to kill Christians. And we're not your slaves. We are not your slaves, Israel. And we never will be. The Goyim are not your slaves, and we're not your cattle. We're pure equal. Simple as that. I don't give a shit. And I'll fight to the death. And this is what's going to happen, people. Thank you, Pedrov. Very good channel. Thanks for letting me borrow your equipment. I'm out. Russia will attack, China will attack. Boom! People dead everywhere. Crazy stuff, man. That's crazy. Woohoo! Woohoo! That's Judgment Day for you. You call me crazy, but I'm real. I know the truth, Israel. I'm on the trip. I'm out, guys. Boy, I've got to tell you, got a few good channels for you. Check out No More News, Blackstone Intelligence, Richie from Boston, and who else we got? Last American Vagabond. I think that's how you say his name. But especially No More News. One of my favourite channels. Also Marcus Conte. Gotta check him out. Oh, truthers, love you all. Peace out, truthers. Tell the truth every day. And also get 9/11 Christopher Bolan. Christopher Bolan's book, 9/11 Truth. True story, who did 9/11. Who was it? I wonder who it was. You tell me, people. You tell me. Ken O'Keefe, another good man. Love Ken O'Keefe. Honey B, chasing down those pedophile bastards. Lift the Veil, hook him up. He's good. Lift the Veil's pretty good. Peace out, people. Love you all. I'm out. Again, trying to get out of here. Okay, stop recording.